These are the great sins of narcissists that God hates and will probably never forgive. The characteristics of narcissism encompass grandiosity, a lack of empathy, and an incessant need for admiration. Engaging in a relationship with a narcissist can pose significant challenges, often leaving individuals in a state of emotional turmoil that impedes their ability to progress in life. Recovering from such emotional entanglements can be a lengthy process, stretching over years. One fundamental aspect to understand about interactions with narcissists is their aversion to taking responsibility for their actions. Rather than acknowledging their behavior, they deflect blame onto their victims, employing manipulation and gaslighting tactics to distort reality and undermine their victims' confidence. This can lead individuals to feel disoriented and question their own perceptions, intensifying their emotional distress. Once narcissists have attained their objectives or lost interest, they promptly move on, often discarding their targets as if they were insignificant. This sudden abandonment can leave victims feeling wounded and perplexed, grappling with understanding what went awry. Narcissists typically perceive others merely as instruments for their own satisfaction, displaying minimal empathy or regard for their well-being. In the ensuing discourse, we'll delve into the 7 cardinal transgressions committed by narcissists and how they evade being held accountable for their actions. Remember to subscribe to stay informed and continue the dialogue. Enhancing awareness about narcissism is essential for nurturing comprehension and support. First and foremost, individuals with narcissistic tendencies prove to be some of the most emotionally exhausting encounters one may face. They thrive on exploiting vulnerabilities in your humanity, honesty, and cognitive capacities. Their quest for dominance provides them with a sense of authority and gratification. They take pleasure in their capacity to manipulate, dominate, and inflict harm upon you. But what is the true cost? It exacts a toll on your own well-being. What do you sacrifice exactly? Your mental equilibrium deteriorates, making it arduous to distinguish reality from illusions and hampering your capacity to process and retain information. Your perspective becomes skewed, as do your emotions. They display no regard for your sense of self or the harm they perpetrate. Their sole concern is fulfilling their desires, irrespective of the aftermath. Gaslighting, when taken to its extreme, stands as their second principal offense. They manipulate your narrative, emotions, and perception of reality to align with their agenda. They distort your words and thoughts, aiming to dictate your actions and coerce your compliance. They entangle you in a web of deception, distorting your beliefs regarding yourself, them, and the world around you. What drives the narcissist's nefarious intent is to exploit you for their personal gain. Assigning blame to you for actions you didn't commit, flaws you don't possess, and criticizing you for deeds you never performed allows them to wield such authority over your life, which is unacceptable. It leads you to nostrate yourself, diminish your self-esteem, and lose sight of your own identity and purpose. The third significant offense lies in the intentional ignorance demonstrated by narcissists. They hold steadfast beliefs that they always possess a clear understanding of their desires and needs, yet they consistently fail to acknowledge them. While they possess the capacity for self-awareness and accountability, they opt not to exercise it. There are instances where a narcissist may alter their behavior to placate you, fearing a loss of control or abandonment within the relationship. They may exhibit temporary pleasantness, yet it remains perplexing why they wouldn't sustain such behavior, especially when crucial for nurturing the friendship. To uphold the relationship, they acknowledge the importance of offering fundamental elements such as respect, understanding, compassion, presence, intention, love, and care. Despite this realization, they deliberately withhold meeting these needs, leaving you to plead for the minimal consideration that should naturally be extended. It's imperative to recognize the positive elements that could have fostered the friendship. However, they consciously chose to disregard your requests. When their direct control over you proved ineffective, they resorted to besmirching your reputation. Even when confronted with the falsehoods they spread, they persisted, fabricating lies with the sole intent of causing you harm. This vindictive conduct stems from their deeply rooted animosity. It becomes challenging to maintain respect for someone who derives satisfaction from inflicting harm rather than resolving conflicts amicably. Acknowledging the inevitability of conflicts, I've endeavored to move beyond the past and facilitate healing. Nonetheless, their actions persisted relentlessly. Unable to manipulate you directly, they recruited others to tarnish your reputation with baseless accusations. A smear campaign distorted the perceptions of those around you, causing significant harm to both your professional and personal life. Their disregard for your suffering was unmistakable, if not welcomed, as they sought to elevate their own ego by orchestrating your downfall. Such vindictiveness, driven by envy or malice, is reprehensible and underscores their toxic nature. The fifth transgression pertains to conquests and clandestine affairs. Picture stumbling upon their secret liaisons, only to witness their feeble attempts at deceit. Who would dare venture into such perilous territory? When confronted, they spin a convoluted web of denial, gaslighting, and evasion, casting doubt on your sanity. Their emotional void is profound. At this point, I hesitate to attribute their behavior solely to a disorder. It appears more akin to the moral bankruptcy of a soul adrift in darkness. This betrayal cuts deep, plunging into the depths of wickedness, where one knowingly inflicts harm and then endeavors to obscure the truth in shadows. If this does not epitomize malevolence, then what does? Forgiveness slips away like a ghost, disappearing amidst the haze of narcissism that corrodes trust to its core. With each deceitful deed, they tear apart the fabric of your shared reality, leaving you adrift in a sea of doubt. As you awaken from the illusion, the truth cuts through the layers of deception, exposing the lies that once concealed your relationship. The aftermath leaves scars that run deep, turning trust into a fragile artifact of a past era forever stained by the betrayal of dishonesty. The sixth offense emerges in physical violence. While not all narcissists resort to physical aggression, those who do instill profound insecurity in their victims. The mere thought of encountering them again breeds lingering fear, shrouding the victim's sense of safety for years to come. Their very essence becomes tainted by the trauma inflicted by the narcissist's abuse, leaving them on edge even in seemingly secure environments. Having endured firsthand the cruelty of the narcissistic father, I hold those who resort to physical harm in contempt. In moments of violence, when humanity is overshadowed by a heartless disregard for others' well-being, such acts reveal a darkness devoid of empathy and unrestrained malevolence unleashed upon the world. The seventh and ultimate cardinal sin is engaging in abusive behavior. Narcissists view others as mere objects to exploit and discard at their convenience. Driven by their sense of superiority and entitlement, they perceive individuals as disposable assets. This mindset extends to their acquisition of possessions or authority. When they pursue someone, they lack genuine interest, empathy, or desire for meaningful connections. Instead, their motives are selfish, seeking material gain, power, or other benefits unrelated to genuine human interaction. Their interactions lack sincerity or empathy. Their sole aim is to manipulate and exploit others for personal gain. Treating people as mere instruments to fulfill their desires underscores their lack of empathy and self-absorbed disposition. The issue of exploitation is complex and merits further examination in future discussions. If you found this episode informative and engaging, we encourage you to share your thoughts in the comments section. Your feedback is invaluable, and if you enjoyed it, please remember to like and share. Stay tuned for the next episode, where we will delve deeper into this topic and explore strategies for positive change.